Let's. It says we only drop frames now.
Really?
Let's check online. Can I hear anything? Alright, so we're actually live.
Actually live! Hooray! We're actually live!
Hopefully people didn't leave.
Looks like we have a few folks here.
If you're still here, sound
Can you
out.
all hear us okay?
Hen and Tory's friend, please.
We're here. We're here. We're here.
Let us know that you're here, please. Why, we did not mean to abandon you, nor forsake you.
You can hear me shaking my Posca marker. Just say the word.
I'm shaking my Posca. We're shaking our Poscas together.
Oh yeah, alright.
Can you even hear mine? Mine's a little bit quiet.
Yeah.
You can hear the click, click, click.
I can't hear yours, though. Can you hear mine? Shaking my Posca marker. Just say the word.
No.
Yeah. Ow. Thing. I had some good Posca shaking going there for a sec.
You can see my Posca shaking.
Oh yeah. Yeah, look at that go.
We're grooving.
Now that is how you shake a Posca.
We're schmoving. I'm just going to personally message Hen and ask if we're live or not.
No.
Alright. Robots. Hey, started a water.
I'm very excited about this. It's gonna be cool.
I messaged Hen on Blue Sky. Hopefully he responds.
Oh yeah. Love the homies.
Pour one out for my homies. This is a fresh Posca. This is a newborn Posca.
Nice. Mine also is a newborn Posca.
Amazing.
Well, actually, not the case actually with this one. The one that I'm using right now, this is my second go with it. I don't know if you saw the altar I did for bugs.
I did not.
Ooh, okay. I'm gonna send you a DM with the picture of that here really quick.
Please, I'd love to see it.
I did a. I'll let it speak for itself. Let's see if I can find it. Yeah, here we go. I did a trans-flagged Sheevan Lumpus.
Oh, it's one of Bugs' favorite cards.
Yeah.
I like it. I like it a lot. It's very well done.
Oh yeah, I appreciate it.
I've done a handful of trans altars in my time. I just don't have pictures of them anymore. Because I was an idiot.
Yeah. Easy for stuff like that to get lost.
I do remember doing a lesbian Anya.
Oh, that's cool.
It's for a friend of mine. I forget their username, but they had a YouTube channel for a while, and the one Anya Maid of Dishonor came out, so they had me do a foil lesbian altar of Anya Maid of Dishonor.
That's very cool.
Yeah. I know I've done. Oh, I did a trans shamanic revelation, I believe, for Darth Pink Hippo at CubeCon.
Oh yeah.
I have a picture of that one. Let me. Oh, I should probably mention that we had some technical difficulties, but we're live again.
No, share the post as well.
I'm just going to copy pasta and say, we had some technical difficulties, we're live now.
Typing up the post, hitting post, sending the post. Hey, we appear functional! Yay!
Woo! Let's go!
So exciting!
Let's fucking go!
Thanks, Hen.
Thank you, Hen. You do have a cute voice. I'm proud of you.
I do. It's so cute. Everyone's like, Corey, you have such a cute voice, and I'm like, yeah, I know.
It's appropriately deep.
It's very deep. It's so cute.
Yes. It's like charming yaoi voice.
What?
You said Yuri deep.
Need my charming yaoi voice. Okay. I'm hanging on to that one. The next time someone tells me at work that I have a nice voice on the phone, I'm just gonna be like, yeah, I've got that yaoi voice.
Hey, yeah, there you go. See, mine's nasally. I sound like a fucking hyena.
No. You don't sound like a hyena.
Oh, wait till I get laughing, then it sounds even worse. There's my standard chuckle like I'm doing right now, and then there's like the fall like
Oh gosh.
That's me exaggerating, but like if we get there, we get there.
Mm-hmm. Alright, I am digging into this altar with fervor, and I am so stoked.
I usually try to match what my guest is doing, but since I need to get this quiver done, I would be working on that.
Oh, that's fine. We didn't really coordinate on this anyway, so
yeah, but I try to like match what the other person's doing, just sort of like we're in this together sort of thing.
Oh yeah.
And also now that we're working and now that we have people in chat, I am going to start recording.
Hell yeah.
Hello everybody. Well, thank you for joining us. I am here joined with my good friend InterestingMTG.
Hello.
Hello. He is a legendary shitposter and Radley poster, and as well as just very charming magic personality. In the hall of like small scale but highly worth it magic personalities, he's definitely like up there.
Oh my gosh. I think you're the first person to describe me as a magic personality, so
we both have 1,000 followers, so like that's pretty cool.
That's true. I'll take legendary shitposter. I'll go with that one. I think that one's asked.
I mean, maybe not like the highest tier legendary shitposter. Like, we could get those numbers up, but like, pretty good.
Out here posting. I'm doing the ground level work.
Exactly. You're on the grind.
Yeah, that's right. Darn tootin'.
Darn tootin' indeed. But, Tory and I have... Oh, can I use your first name? Sorry.
No, you're totally fine. Go for it.
Alright, Tory and I have known each other for a few years, and then we met at CubeCon. And
yeah.
Tory was incredibly kind and very sweet, and had a great time. I have a picture of him and I on my phone. I cherish it.
Yeah. Bugs is in the background of that one, right?
Yes, Bugs is in the background.
Yeah.
And then I have a picture of a handful of other people. It was a good event.
That was a very good event.
I
keep saying it.
I would try to make it to the CubeCon 2025, but if it's either how it's looking is either I make it to Atlanta, MTG Con Atlanta, or I make it to CubeCon.
Mm-hmm.
And I've not been to a Magic Fest before.
MagicCon's pretty cool. I like MagicCon quite a bit. I think it depends on what you're going to do. Like, if your intent is to play Magic, I think I enjoyed playing Magic at CubeCon a little bit more.
Okay.
But MagicCon's a lot of fun for like the scale and the spectacle and like the sheer number of people that are there. Like, just so many folks are usually bumping around at MagicCon. So, and of course, you get the panels, and all the like little events and stuff. So, yeah, like I would say MagicCon is like a big like grand scale experience. CubeCon definitely felt smaller, but it felt like more intimate because of that too. Like, it was.
Yeah, that's fair.
The vibes were different, but like honestly, you're not going to go wrong with either one.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
But
I really want to go back to CubeCon. Like that, I want to do that again.
I don't know the full extent of it, but I know there was some drama, and then J-Bro's passing probably put a hamper on a lot of things.
Oh, yeah.
So, I know some friends are excited, I know some friends are not excited. I'm kind of in the middle just because like I have friends on both ends, so it's like if I know people who are going and it's able for me to go, and the person I went with last year said, "Hey, I'd like to go again. Would you like to join me?" I'd be like, "Sure."
Yeah.
But
I'm just kind of waiting to see like how the current moves.
Yeah, exactly.
I hear ya.
That's kind of how I am with a lot of Magic stuff. Is like, I'm just an artist, man. I'm here to get paid to make a name for myself, and I'm not really even getting paid.
Yeah. You're grinding. You're doing your best.
So here I am, doing everything I can. Holding on to what I am.
And then I'm a Superman.
Woo! I can't do the sound effect for the Tony Hawk trick sound, but just imagine the
Mm-hmm. I'm with you with Goldfinger either way.
Exactly. So. Hell yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I have a playlist that I update semi-regularly I call it Summer Punk. And it's a punk playlist I listen to in summer, but only during summer, because it doesn't quite vibrate other seasons.
Right.
And that's been on it for a while.
Oh yeah. I've got it on my I have like a big like just personal playlist that I maintain. I've got it on there.
I don't have a lot of playlists, but I have like very tuned playlist because I use YouTube Music, and YouTube Music's algorithm is really good for the most part. I like YouTube's algorithm better than I like Spotify's. And the audio quality seems a little bit better too.
Yeah, yeah.
But I have the main playlist I have that I'm proud of is every now and then when I'm working, I'll put on the little radio. Like I'll pick like a song and just like I want to listen to that song and see where the radio takes me. And
Mm.
then sometimes the tracks will be like similar musicians, similar not, and like they follow a rhythm and they follow a sort of vibe, and then it just becomes like this really good playlist, just like kind of naturally. Even though I might add a song here or there, or I might change the order of songs because you can do that on YouTube Music.
Yeah, with
And
something that's going automated, it flows pretty well.
yeah, and I just tune it, just like slightly tune it a little bit, and it makes this great experience. At least like if you're
Oh,
listening to the radio.
mhm.
I have
Hell yeah.
I have three of them. One of them is like 6 hours long, and the other two are only like three.
Nice.
The last one consisted of a lot of Talking Heads songs.
Oh yeah. You gotta have the Talking Heads playlist.
Almost every playlist I has uh let me see if it's on this one. They usually always have No Rain by Blind Melon and Irish
Mhm.
Margaritas by Harriet, but the third one actually does not have it. The third playlist is fairly tight. Also, the third playlist, it's 42 tracks and it's 3 hours and 33 minutes, if I remember correctly.
Mm. No Rain does slap. That is true.
That is one of my favorite songs. Like, no shit, one of my favorite songs. Uh,
It's a whole vibe.
it's a very good vibe. I almost wrote a graphic. It was a short graphic. That was more of a small comic back in middle school, not in high school, not middle school. Because like
Mm.
I had a class where like the whole shtick of the class was like you were going to learn something online because they promoted online learning, and like they have
Mhm.
those little like certificates like you can learn Photoshop, you can learn Illustrator, you can learn how to manage a
Oh yeah.
business, stuff like that. Like standard
Some
learn.
kind of like computer skill.
Yeah. So
Mm.
I found one that seemed really interesting about how to make a comic or how to design a comic book character. So I followed the instructions and I developed my own comic book character. And I'm very proud of that character. I want to do stuff with them. And then another was like how to make a comic. So I made a short comic. And there was like another was like how to make your own font. I made my own font. And I still use
Mhm.
that font in like artwork these days. And a lot of people ask where it came from. Like I made it in high school. But one comic I wanted to do was about it was kind of like a Midwestern take on My Hero,
Mhm.
where like everybody has like weird powers at this high school, except for the main character. But the main character's power, it's later revealed, is that it makes everybody else's power like better,
Mhm.
and um, the stuff that the writer slash like narrator imagines comes to pass, and he's the source of everybody having their powers.
Interesting.
But he himself does not have any, other than the fact that by telling the story and imagining this world where everybody has their powers,
Mhm.
that's the power.
Yeah. So he's like kind of a god, but like
Yeah, a little bit.
I wanted to say like a god by proxy, but not even really by proxy. Like he's a creator god, more
Yeah,
or less.
like
Interesting.
have you ever read the Haruhi Suzumiya books?
I've not.
They kind of follow the same general vibe, but like way weirder and way more anime.
Mhm.
Like Haruhi Suzumiya is potentially a god, and then there's this random guy named like I think Kyon or Kyo or Kyle along
Mhm.
those lines, and he's like, "Wow, my life is kind of lame." Hello, Radley. Hello. We're talking about Haruhi
Bungie,
Suzumiya,
hi. It's Radley.
and then in this like It's now Radley. Let's go. We haven't even started Radley posting yet. But in this high school, Kyle or Keon or whatever his name is, he's like, wow, this Suzumiya person's really interesting. And then like a bunch of other characters like, hey, we're actually space aliens or psychics or like evil clones, and we're here to either protect or support Haruhi Suzumiya because we believe that she is a god. And Keon's like, I don't know whether to believe you or not. And then sometimes weird supernatural stuff happens, and then sometimes it's written away, sometimes it's not written away. It's just kind of like vague.
Interesting.
I think the anime makes it more supernatural, but the books themselves were like kind of weird. And then at one point they did like a Groundhog's Day bit, and in the book it lasted like a chapter, and in the anime it lasted 7 episodes.
Oh wow!
Which is really stupid.
They like stretched it out into like a half-season plot.
Yeah. But anyway, in my graphic novel / comic, the lead character, he like, as like the intro to the story, it just shows like him riding the school bus during a rainy day, and it follows the lyrics to No Rain.
Oh, nice.
And then as the song fades out, he gets to school and starts telling about the school day. So that was my little theme song to the comic.
Dude, I like that.
It's a good idea. I might revisit it someday, but
yeah.
Anyway, I have some questions.
Oh boy. Okay. Yeah.
I've been alluding to the questions. I've been referencing the questions, but now we're actually getting to the questions.
Oh my gosh.
Here's the first question. Tell us about yourself. What do you do? Who are you?
Okay. My name is Tory. I go by InterestingMTGart on social media. You mentioned it in my intro. I shitpost about Magic a lot. I post about the homie Radley quite a bit. I like to share and repost Magic Art, both official and unofficial, because I think art's really cool.
Hell yeah.
Yeah. I like to play Magic here and there. I don't really show up on streams like super often to play Magic. There is one coming up in the near future that I'll be on, but you'll hear more about that like when that time comes. Yeah, that's kind of me. I like art. I like goofing around. I like Radley.
Radley is very good.
That's what I'm about. Radley, yeah. Don't get me started.
Radley, tell us about yourself.
It's Radley.
Yeah, Radley's very good.
Mm-hmm.
And everybody in chat's pretty good. Stuffed Pup, I don't know you, but I'm assuming you're awesome. Hen, I Write
That's
Robots.
My friend June. She is very, very awesome.
Hell yeah, that's great to hear. I'm so happy.
Yeah.
And then Hen is great. Howdy, I'm Jude. I swear. I believe you.
Yeah. June's lovely.
I need to draw gay frogs.
That's right.
I need to draw one gay frog. We were just talking about you, Radley. Don't worry about it. All good things, all good things. I need to draw a gay frog, like, right there, and then start coloring this in.
Mm-hmm.
I have a lot of gay frogs so far. I can't name most of them, but I can name a lot of them. We have Helga. We have Spore Frog. We have Kermit.
Mm-hmm.
We have Flubs. We have Frogmite. Okay. We have the Gitrog.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, Frogmite's right there. We have the Gitrog Monster.
Mm-hmm.
We have Pollywog Prodigy. Let me sort it by price, USD. We have Psychic Frog right there. Then we have 20-toed Toad right there. I love the little face on 20-toed Toad. Little right there.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, that's fantastic.
A Turg.
That is a good frog face.
Turg, spawn of Urg, or Urg, spawn of Turg. I don't remember the exact name. We don't have Glarb. I might write Glarb right there and just call it a day. We have Bellowing Town Crier, or Town Bellowing Crier, with the big mouth open like, ah! We have Dowerport Mage right there. We have Yargle just written on the side.
Oh, yeah.
I have no room to draw Yargle, so I just wrote Yargle.
For Glarb, you should do a Tombstone.
I should do what?
You should do a Tombstone. I think he's still alive at the end of Bloomburrow's story, if I remember right. Or did he die?
I don't know.
Oh, I gotta double check. Hold on.
Double check.
Bloomburrow.
I have Haze Frog right there.
Ooh.
This is Grolnock the Omnivore. This is Froghemoth. What frog is this one? What frog are you? Oh, Polywog Symbiote is the... Glarb died? No, he got away. Okay.
Okay. So okay, no Tombstone for Glarb. Maybe like
There's Grolnock's eyes. They're purple and white.
Very cool.
I'm gonna write Glarb. Glarb also sounds like a sound a frog would make.
It does. That's one of the things I like a frog with a name that sounds like a sound it would make. Urg, Glarb.
I can see Gitrog, like you gotta have a little bit of a Glarb, his moistness. Like Gitrog, like Gitrog. If you sit like deep and with a bit of a belly to it, like Gitrog. It sounds
like it's gonna come from like the gut and the throat, like Gitrog.
There you go.
Gitrog. Yeah.
Exactly. That's a frog name. Even though Gitrog's a place.
That bugged me so much with what was it? Gosh, hold on. Gitrog. One of the Gitrog. Okay, yeah. The Gitrog monster's alchemy card from a couple years ago. Plus, its card from Thunder Junction. The Thunder Junction card is just named the Gitrog, Ravenous Ride.
Yeah. I thought Gitrog was a place. Like the monster from Gitrog.
And then its alchemy card is named Gitrog, Horror of Zava.
Weird.
So, I don't know. I thought Gitrog was a place too. Maybe I'm wrong?
It's actually Gitrog's monster. Gitrog monster.
Dr. Gitrog's monster.
Dr. Gitrog's monster. The Gitrog monster is an enormous frog that lives in the depths of Lake Zava, which is located in the highlands of Nephalia and Innistrad, near the border of Gavany. So the Gitrog is its name.
Okay. Zava's the place. Okay.
Which is located in Nephalia. With the arrival of Emrakul, the monster was severely mutated by the Eldrazi Titan's influence, losing any resemblance to a creature of the natural world. However, by the time of March the Machine, it appears to have lost the mutations inflicted upon it by Emrakul. As the madness in Innistrad grew, the villagers of a small village near the lake started to hear the monster which they knew from stories. They began to sacrifice sheep to the Gitrog, and later humans. In the end, most of the village was without occupants. In addition to an enormous and powerful tongue, the Gitrog can control those who look into its eyes. This allowed it to even make the young woman kill her best friend. When it became an object of worship, the Gitrog monster was effectively spoiled by the cult that worshipped it, not needing to worry about going hungry until the Phyrexian invasion of Innistrad.
Interesting. I didn't know it had Hypnotoad powers.
Apparently it has Hypnotoad powers. Also, like most artworks of the Gitrog monster do not make it look like a frog. It makes it look like an anurid, which is technically a frog, but actually, like, anurids do not look like frogs despite being classified as frogs. I don't know why that is. Also, this mobile hotspot is making my phone drain like a motherfucker. I'm going to get my phone charger quickly. Hello, smallpox eater. How are you?
Okay. Hi, Simon.
Hello, Simon.
All the homies are here. We've got Hen, we've got June, we've got Simon. Radley might still be here. You love to see it. Y'all, I'm working on a card altar right now. I'm very excited. No spoilers on what it is, but it's I'm only in the beginning stages of it, but I'm really stoked to see how this ends up turning out. Homies unite, that's right. Throw our rings together and summon Captain Radley. That's what I'm saying.
I have returned. My phone is plugged in. My phone went from 30% to 13%, and I'm like, uh-oh.
Yeah, I can believe that. Maintaining a like a Wi-Fi hotspot is probably a pretty big power drain.
Yeah. It doesn't help that my hotspot password is pretty long. I'll say it because nobody here's watching. I mean, nobody here can connect to my internet. My hotspot password is 123456. But not how you expect it to be.
Ah, okay. There's a twist.
Yes. It is literally ITS 1222 66666 space, or it's either space or underscore, but not what you think. So the word but, not what you think.
Ah, I see.
Yeah.
Interesting.
It's a brilliant password.
That is a good password. Very solid.
I don't use it for anything else, so
10.
no hackers are going to be hacking their way through me. But for my mobile hotspot that I barely ever use, the password is it's 123456, but not what you think.
There we go.
Yes. Also on Thunder Junction, the Gitrog found its way into the Thunder Junction through an Omen path between 4,562 and C and 4563 AR. Denzians of the planet have been trying to wrangle the beast so they can ride it, but so far their efforts have been futile.
I can imagine so.
So
few cowboys can match up to Thalia.
Yes. Also, I think Gitrog is one of the few. Gitrog and Innistradi vampires are one of the few things where they've been mutated. Not Innistradi, Zendikari vampires are some of the few things where they've been mutated by Eldrazi influence and have maintained those mutations. Even though the Eldrazi are no longer as much of a force, if a force at all, on those planes. Because if I remember, if I remember correctly, the Zendikari vampires were like weird cultists that hang around like hedrons, and then they became hungry for blood and magic. And then the longer they stayed around those hedrons, the more mutated they became, and more like hungry for blood and cursed and all that.
Sounds about right.
And then when they made their little gnolls, which are like vampire scion things, they resembled Eldrazi. And then when the Eldrazi erupted, some of the vampires chose to join the Eldrazi, if I remember correctly. I'm not a Vorthos, nor do I claim to be. But I
am, but that is that's admittedly a blind spot for me.
I have the approximate knowledge of many magic things. And all of the magic knowledge I know for a fact is like cursed magic knowledge.
Mm-hmm.
Like, Core turned their breast milk into cheese.
I think I've heard that one.
Yep, it's in a book. And Tezzeret vapes.
He does vape. That's true.
Tezzeret is a vapor. Not vapor as in gas, but Tezzeret, like, he gets the pendulum going.
Mm-hmm.
So anyway,
Tezzeret was built like that.
Yeah, Tezzeret's built like that. I think it was an Agents of Artifice, though. People in the chat will probably correct me because I've not read Agents of Artifice in a very long time. But there's a scene where somebody comes across Tezzeret, and Tezzeret has like a vape machine, like in his little throne, and he's like sucking vapor from the vape machine, and then he like shivered at the feel of the vapors. So I'm sure it was meant to be more of like a hookah, like a villain smoking a hookah, which is a tired trope, but whatever.
Yeah, it's doing the Jabba the Hutt thing.
Yes.
But then, like time kind of passed, and then the vape became a thing.
Exactly. Little did they know, writing Agents of Artifice, that they would turn Tezzeret into a vape lord. Bah, 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 bah! Mm-hmm. Anyway, tell us about your art. What do you do?
Oh my gosh, my art. How to describe the art I make? God, I'm kind of all over the place when it comes to art. Sometimes I doodle. Very occasionally, I actually draw. I like photoshopping stuff a lot. I want to get back into photography. I used to be a really good photographer. I've kind of lost the skill over the years. But,
okay.
That's something I kind of want to get back into if I can ever like find the time and drive to actually do it. Mm-hmm. I occasionally do video stuff. Yeah.
Neat.
Yeah. And right now I'm coloring on a magic card with a Posca pen.
So, hell yeah, I'm covering on a quiver with a Posca pen.
Hell yeah.
I'm doing my logo and my signature.
Here you go.
I'm doing it right at the top so it's hidden. That's a pretty good ink job. I'll just color it in. I told Jeremy I'd get this done by Valentine's Day because it's been taking way too long.
Yeah.
We get the red.
Okay, so you've got a couple weeks still.
Yeah, exactly. That shouldn't be too bad. And like, if I can work on it not doing art streams, if the only time I work on it is during art streams, I should be able to get it done. I intend to work on it outside of art streams, but you never know how things turn out sometimes.
True.
OMG, hi! It's Dex!
OMG, hi! Hey, Dex.
We got the yellow.
Everybody's showing up to the stream.
Everybody! It's the green.
Thanks for being here, y'all.
Thank you. Yeah,
I appreciate it.
I very appreciate it. Much appreciate. There's the green. No, we need a softer green. This is for a queer man. We need soft green. We don't need hard green. Soft green. And then blue. soft purple. With our color, hey, it's Westoff, John Westoff. Holy cow, it's Carrie!
Hey, Carrie. Oh no. How do I sound now? Do I sound better?
I can turn you up. Let me turn your volume up.
I was really loud when we were. Okay.
Let's turn you up to
I'm coming up.
Your volume is now 125.
All right, sound test. Testing. Testing 1, 2, 3. Can you hear me? Wow!
Wow! Cheers, love. Cavalry's here. Let's color ourselves. Let's color ourselves a gay frog.
Hell yeah!
Do we need any more colors? I think this is a pretty good array of colors. 6 colors.
I just smattered the. Oh no! Still pretty quiet. Oh no!
I can fix that.
I mean, that might just be my voice.
But you just communicated and not Overwatch emotes.
It's okay, Carrie. Just
it's like
maybe got another 20%. Hey, frog.
It's like the goat from Hoodwinked. It's like it's the mountain goat from Hoodwinked. Carrie's the mountain goat from Hoodwinked. Gotta sing every word I say. You just spoke. Get on point. Did I?
Jesus Christ. Oh, goodness.
So,
sorry, y'all. I might just be... Yes.
How did you get into doing artwork?
Oh, God. Wow. Okay. Pika Pika. Okay, perfect. So how did I get into doing art when I do art? Gang's all here. That's right.
Okay, I know it's Pika Pikachu.
So
I didn't mean to interrupt, but there's a Talking Head song. There's a Talking Head song called Swamp, and at one point David Byrne in the Swamp says "Pika Pika, risky business," and I can just imagine like some deep voiced Pikachu just acting like David Byrne. Anyway, you were saying?
Now I'm thinking about David Byrne voicing Pikachu. I want to see that.
Yeah, so do I.
Gosh. So, how did I get into... Hell yeah, thanks, Dex. So, how did I get into doing art when I do art? So, I've been drawing off and on for a good chunk of my life. I like off more often than on, admittedly. I started drawing when I was like a really little kid because I was really into like stuff like Pokemon. Did you try putting the microphone in your mouth? It won't help, but sometimes it tastes good. You know, I have a Yeti snowball, so that might be a little bit tough, but
you have a Yeti snowball?
I'll give it a try here.
I
do. I've had this one for like years.
I have a Alienware headset where I just try to have the mic at a reasonable distance from my mouth so I'm not eating it.
Oh, there you go.
I need to get a better mic. I had a really good mic, but he passed away a few years ago.
Oh, rest in peace.
Yeah, he was my pal. He was a pretty good guy.
Yeah.
We hate it when a good mic passes away. Anyway, you were saying?
Yeah. So I was really into stuff like Pokemon, Digimon. I came up in the Pokemon generation. I'm 35. So like when I was a kid, I got really into that stuff. I started drawing like Pokemon in my school notebooks. I enjoyed drawing Digimon a whole lot. Because Digimon had really cool designs. and I would draw like Nintendo characters and stuff. And eventually, I kind of got into this is something I haven't really like admitted in many places, but I got really into making like board games and card games when I was a kid.
Hell yeah!
And yeah, and for that, like I have to like make my own art for that stuff. So I got into drawing like monsters for like little handmade trading cards and like game boards and stuff like that. And like even to this day, that's still kind of the stuff I kind of like to draw. Like I like to just kind of let my imagination run wild when I do doodle. And I kind of will draw like abstract stuff, monsters, creatures, just even like just kind of how to put this like I can't really find the word that I'm looking for, but like right off the top of my head, but like cryptic like shapes and like arrangements of like shapes and lines and empty space, stuff like that. So when I do draw, that's the kind of stuff I kind of like to draw, and I kind of like to just freewheel with it a little bit.
Hell yeah. That's super cool. So what got you into interesting? Yeah. What got you into doing interesting Magic the Gathering artwork?
Oh, I get to tell my origin story. Yes. Okay. All right. So interesting MTG art. So let me set the stage. It's mid 2019.
All right.
And I've been back into Magic for about a year. After a long break, and I'm kind of like still like digging my way back into it, and finding I stumble across Scryfall, and I get into like I find the random feature, and I just start like kind of going through random cards, just seeing what's out there. Because prior to this, like I played Magic, I enjoyed Magic, but I was always a very casual fan.
Mm-hmm.
So here I am, like kind of sinking my teeth in deeper, and I'm finding that I'm really enjoying engaging with and sharing the artwork from the different cards with a friend of mine.
Okay.
I still remember this moment. I was sitting at work one day. This was in like maybe like early to mid July, 2019. I'm sitting at work on a break on like this little bench in the office building that I was working in, and I was looking at Tommy of the Crescent Moon.
Big butt.
And I was like, the big butt. And I was like, I'm gonna send this to my friend DeMarcus, who got back into the game with me. And I was like, I don't know if I really want to bug him. I've been sending him a lot of Magic stuff lately. And I had remembered, as I was kind of like idly thinking about this, I'd remembered that an old friend of mine operated a shoujo manga and anime fan page on Facebook.
Okay.
And I was kind of like, why don't I just do that? So I made a Facebook page called InterestingMTGart, and I just kind of started sharing Magic art that caught my eye, that I thought was interesting. Like it was very much like at the start, it was very much like what it said on the tin. So like I would share like usually a piece of Magic art a day, and occasionally like intersperse my own commentary or just talk about like like Magic content that I would watch, or like things that were going on.
Mm-hmm.
And then I was on Facebook doing that for about a year, and eventually I was like, I should move to Twitter too. And hilariously, like maybe a week after I made the Interesting MTGart Twitter account, we got hit by a hurricane here in Florida.
Oh no!
And I didn't have power for like half a week.
Oh boy!
So I was like, okay, well, yeah. So I was like, okay, well, we'll put this on pause. And then eventually power came back, and then I started posting on Twitter a lot. And interacting with a lot of the Magic community on Twitter. and then eventually kind of slowly migrated over to Blue Sky as Twitter changed.
It's a good way to say it. It changed.
And then, and that's how I kind of got to here. Over time, like, I stopped just like sharing like magic art that I would pick out randomly as much. Because I was mainly pulling props off of Scryfall. And like it felt a lot better to just share the artist's own posts about the art that they were making. I remember like one time on Twitter, like a few years ago, Vorthos Mike commented on one of my posts, and he was like, why don't you just use like the flat GIF of the art?" And I was like, I don't even know where I would find that. Like, to myself, I think I said that to myself. But I mean, he was right. Like, the artists themselves will frequently post like high res images of their artwork, and it looks better, it's crisper, it's the artists themselves presenting it. So I've kind of leaned more into doing that.
Got it.
When it comes to actually sharing art. But sometimes I still make my own stuff too, so
Hell yeah.
do that. Yeah. So yeah, that trailed off a little bit into a tangent, but that's more or less my Magic community origin story. Yeah.
Well, that's good. That's the point. Like, it's not like hard questions. It's just like chilling and vibing and all that. Plus, like, some of my questions.
That's right.
Some of the questions I have, like, just kind of like don't apply.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I can ask you, what mediums do you use?
I could talk about that a little bit.
Go for it.
I mean, it's pretty simple answers. When I draw on paper, of course, I just use like a standard ink pen and paper. I want to find some pens that don't bleed as much. I end up smudging pen ink a lot. Right now, I'm working on a card altar with Posca markers. So, shout out to both Dex and our friend Trisk for recommending these. They've been a godsend. I think they're lovely, and they were well worth the money.
Oh yeah.
I like to work when I do like photoshopping stuff. Oh, you good?
Yeah, I got paint on my arm. Don't worry about it.
Okay. When I do photoshopping stuff, I use GIMP.
Okay.
I don't use Adobe. I used to use Adobe Photoshop. Is it Photoshop Express on mobile?
I don't know.
It was like like Adobe used to have like a Photoshop mobile app.
Interesting.
That I really liked using for I like that. That's what I would use to edit stuff on my phone. Like when I want to do like something like quick and dirty. But Adobe nuked that app last year. Like it doesn't function anymore.
That sucks.
So anymore, yeah, it bums me out. So anymore, lately I've been using an app called. Let me see if I can find the name of it here. The multi-layer photo editor.
Okay.
And it gets the job done. I have a Samsung Galaxy. It's a newer model and it has a stylus. So I can use that for, like cropping images and stuff like that. I find it really handy.
Neat. I use Photoshop because for the longest time, I was raised on Photoshop for the most part. Like, that's what I learned in high school and middle school.
Mm-hmm.
And then for the longest time, I made enough money from doing artwork passively, like from inked gaming,
Mm-hmm.
with my playmats, that I could pay Photoshop without thinking about it. And now I'm this deep in, and I'm very stubborn, and it's hard for me to learn new stuff.
A little bit.
So,
yeah, a little too hard to change at this point.
So I don't agree with a lot of Adobe's things, and I made that very clear and when they asked for like feedback. But I still pay for it and use it.
I'm not a fan of their subscription model, personally.
I don't like it either,
so,
but...
Yeah.
I will say
I can just, like, buy Photoshop.
The one good thing I'll say about their subscription model is enough artists have complained so that if you don't pay the subscription model, they give you, like, 2.5 weeks before they cancel it. Like, outright.
That's not too bad.
Yeah, unfortunately, I am at the end of it, so I need to make money through alters and other means to pay for Photoshop. But as long as
you heard them, y'all. Like, give Drew your money.
As long as I keep Photoshop open, it won't bug out and it won't close. Like, it won't end. I just get a notification every few days saying like, "Hey, you haven't paid your Adobe," so we're not very pleased about that. But I'm like, I don't care.
It's fine. It'll be fine.
It'll be fine.
Yeah, it'll be just fine.
Yeah, no, the Gay Frog's turning out really good.
Mm-hmm.
Moving right along.
I'm doing a test sketch right now before I commit more ink to cardboard.
Yeah. If you like doing Posca alters, I do recommend trying to make yourself a custom quiver.
I really want to.
You should.
I don't have a quiver currently, but I'd really like to get one. Ooh. I'm here. Hello, it's me. Interesting MTG art. Hey, Get Rob.
Hello.
Hello. Please enjoy the sound of my soothing voice.
Now for the hard part. Now where we like really like bend the colors toward the different characters.
Mm-hmm. You got this.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure I do. It's just one of those things where it's like it's a whole... I have to like do certain
Whole
colors
process.
certain ways. Yeah, it's a whole process.
Mm-hmm. So while we were having technical difficulties, I got my webcam arm set up.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, I'm very excited. So if anybody ever wants to play any webcam Magic, I am now well equipped to do so.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Gotta make the Gitrog's teeth red with blood.
Right.
Blood! 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 I say making an audio cue that only I understand from ancient days of YouTube lore.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that one I'm not familiar with, unfortunately.
Yeah, it's just some YouTube video of a kid going, "Blood! Blood!" It was very strange. And that audio is stuck with me the entire time. It wasn't like Charlie Bit Me big. It wasn't that big, but it was like decently big. I say I remember the old internet memes from like Charlie Bit Me because I would go over to like my neighbor's computer and watch memes for hours on his family computer because my family like kind of had one but like couldn't afford one, and it sounds like yeah, all right, that makes sense.
Mhm.
And then I say no, that was like 2008, 2009.
I can believe it. My family situation was sort of the same way. I grew up like around the internet and adjacent to the internet. We had a computer in the household, but I didn't have like a reliable internet connection at home
Yeah.
until probably 2009.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I lived in like a small city, so it wasn't like I was out in like the country or anything, and it was just like slow to adapt. Like it was it was interesting. Um, my parents were just kind of like, "Yeah, we don't really need it," and I was like, I want to be chronically online."
Yeah, my parents like they kind of needed it because my dad was an assistant principal, but we,
Mm,
due to a weird circumstance, we were like middle class in an upper class neighborhood. Not
mm,
not the upperest class, but like the neighbor to like the nice places. And by proxy, our place was fairly nice, even though our house really wasn't. But
mm,
our neighbors for a while were like these like real rich jackasses, and all the kids were super entitled. But like they didn't have any friends because they were rich and entitled, and their parents were like kind of ultra religious. So they were allowed to hang out with
mm,
us kids, and me and my sisters were uh, lunatics.
mm. Y'all were kind of the black sheeps of the neighborhood.
Oh yeah, mostly me, but like my sisters, it contributed to it.
Mm. Oh God, my childhood neighborhood was so goofy. A very close friend of mine lived a block behind me,
Uh
and like the rest of our neighborhood was like very quiet, like mostly older people.
huh.
But then there was like my brother and I, and then this kid and the neighbor kid who lived next to him, and then we all had siblings. And me and my friend, my old friend Sebastian, and I would like get a few of our other friends to come over, and we we would run around the neighborhood and sword fight.
Nice.
We'd like get like big wooden sticks, and we would basically just beat each other with them. It was so much fun.
I bet.
Yeah, it was a good time. Wonky as hell, because we were very anime about it, but um,
I
it,
Nor
it was still a very good time.
I Naruto ran through my middle school's hallways, so like I'm not one to judge.
Hmm. Like no one judged you at the time for it because no
No,
one knew like
everyone
what
judged.
Naruto was in like
No,
2004.
no, everyone knew, because I was in middle school like 2011, 2012.
Oh, okay. So yeah, by that point, yeah, Naruto had permeated the culture. I was in middle school in like 2002 through like 2004. So like, see, same with me. Interesting. No internet besides dial up for my dad until 2012 when I was in the 11th grade. Rest
Wow.
in peace. Oh no. By the time my family got like a stable internet connection, I was in college, or my first go around in college rather. So like if my parents might have gotten it because I was in college. They're like, "Yeah, you're going to need to be able to do homework," and I was like, "Yeah." Um, so
See, I got unrestricted access to
ah,
the internet because I saved up for an iPod Touch back when those were big,
mhm.
and
Oh yeah.
those came in with YouTube, and I instantly like attached to it. And then I learned how to hack computers, so I'd hack the family computer
Mhm.
that my uncle gave viruses to. So I'd clean up the computer from the viruses, and I'd stay up super late, like looking at memes and watching South Park. as a middle schooler is prone to do, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And then I made very cringy
That's over here.
YouTube videos that I regret that I'm glad I've deleted, because those are the sort of things where like you'd make them when you're young without thinking about them.
Mm-hmm.
And
I know what you're talking about.
yeah.
My friends and I made very cringy YouTube videos as well. Like back in the day, like pre-Google YouTube.
Oh wow.
We did these in like 2006. And a lot of those are still online.
Oh no.
So they're not like I will never mention where they are, but like they're out there. And they're mostly harmless, but still very, very goofy. Like every once in a blue moon, I'll pull one of them up and I'll be like, haha, yeah. But they really don't hold up. They're out there, lurking, waiting, watching. And yes, Get Rob, I agree. Neighborhood lightsaber fights were the best nights. So much fun.
See, I didn't have friends to do neighborhood lightsaber fights with. I had people who tolerated me because they had no other option. So, like, I remember, like, my one neighbor was like 2 grades ahead of me and had like my dad. My dad was assistant principal for a rough middle school, like a real rough middle school. So like within the same few months, the kid would get in trouble at the middle school and egg my dad's car, and then he'd invite me over for wrestling on his trampoline, and I absolutely creamed the shit out of a friend of his. Like this little twerpy guy's like, "I'll beat you up on this trampoline." I'm like, "All right, try me," and like I nearly broke his wrist.
Damn. Sometimes you gotta show someone.
That's what you get, punk.
Mm-hmm.
And like, the guy had it coming. Middle school me was just a violent little bastard, but this guy, he was a piece of work. Also,
kind of deserved it.
My neighbor also shot my dog with BB guns, which really pissed me off, but I didn't really realize that until much later on.
Yeah, Jesus.
Yeah, I lived in rural Indiana.
God.
I lived in rural Indiana. I hate Indiana. Indiana sucks. Like, I live in Ohio now. Ohio's weird. I'm not saying Ohio's not weird. Ohio could be a lot better. I recognize that. But, like, at least it's interesting. Indiana, there's nothing going on in Indiana. It's all that's... Yeah, my iPod, I was really close to, and then my mom got really pissy at me because I kept taking it places when I wasn't supposed to, and then she broke it and chucked it into a garbage can, and she did it, like, really violently. And I thought it was gone for forever until my papa was like, "Hey, I'm willing to buy your old iPod for X amount towards a laptop." A laptop that my parents then proceeded to break. But
jeez, that's lame.
yeah, my mom was not the coolest, to put it lightly. But that iPod I treasured, and I actually recently, within like the past few years, have gotten the iPod back. It's still broken.
No.
But like it kind of works if you plug it in, and it still like plays music. None of my music, just like my papa overhauled the whole thing and put all of his music on it, and some of the music files are corrupted. But like if you get the right Apple cord, the little wide stick thing that they used to use, and you plug it in and give it, if you give this iPod life support, this iPod still works.
Interesting. It's like you've got like a Gendo Ikari's like old tape player.
Yeah.
Yeah, I used to have an iPod Nano that I really liked,
My sister had
and
an
it got
iPod Nano.
stolen out of my backpack.
That was the big reason my mom didn't want me taking my iPod places, is because she thought it would get stolen or I'd lose it. But what she kind of neglected is that I was paranoid about losing things. So I kept it on me like a hawk.
You kept like a firm grip on it. Yeah.
That's how the gay frogs are turning out. Pretty good so far.
Yeah. Yeah, that quiver's looking good. I'm taking a brief pause on the altar that I'm doing.
That's
So I kind of want to make sure I get the I'm doing custom art for it. I want to make sure that I get the subject right.
Yeah.
But having a little bit of trouble with that tonight, unfortunately. I did like a test sketch like a week or two ago, and it turned out really well. But tonight, for some reason, I just can't quite get it.
Yeah, it's sometimes tricky at times.
Mm-hmm.
The hard part for me with this quiver is like getting the inking down, like the initial inking down. Once that's done, I can color no problem.
Yeah, it's just getting that structure put together.
Yeah.
Is this flying?
Oddly enough, this is like the second gay frog artwork I've made.
Mm-hmm.
I have a playmat available on Inked Gaming. Check me out on Inked Gaming. That's my version of the Gitrog monster that has like a gay background.
Good plug.
So what are some tips you have for doing cool stuff, doing your artwork?
Oh man, that's tough because I know I'm very much at like amateur level.
Mm-hmm.
I think the main tip I would give is just if you're not doing like a piece of artwork for a commission, just try your best to have fun with it.
Yeah.
Like not everything's going to turn out super well. Not everything's going to be a masterpiece, and like you might not always be pleased with the end product, but like if you can find the joy in doing it, I think that goes a long way.
That's good.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's good.
My big tip. Have fun.
That's some good wisdom. Ha-pa-pa-da-pa-pa.
Yeah.
Oh, neat. That's cool.
Okay.
I was spacing out because my phone was buzzing. I got accepted to join a trivia group that for a bar. I've been playing bar trivia with a friend of mine.
Oh, hell yeah.
We have. So it's a little bit funny. So like the week before Christmas, give or take, or like a week and a half before Christmas. So like during the winter, my mental health is always terrible for the most part. Just a mix of trauma, mix of seasonal affective disorder. It's rough. So
yeah, I get that.
During the winter, a lot of my bad habits kind of like manifest. I smoke a little bit more. I pick at my skin a little bit more. I space out more. It's a whole thing. But I had ran out of the little like weed vape cart thing I have, and I had some extra money to spend. I'm like, all right. In Ohio, it's legal for now. So I was trying to find some friends to go to dispensary with. I'm like, We'll see how it is. I might get a new cartridge. We'll see how it goes. Talk to one friend, things fall through. Talk to another things fall through. Then I talk to another friend, where like him and I talk daily on Snapchat. But I'm like, how's this? How about you and I run an errand to the dispensary, and then we'll go see Wicked, because Wicked was in theaters.
Oh, hell yeah. Okay.
He said, that sounds lovely, let's do it. So he picks me up, we go to the dispensary. No, we go to ATM first, because it's cash only at those places. We go to the dispensary, we go through its whole process, where like you have to go through like a bouncer first, and the bouncer looks at your ID, asks what you're doing, asks like what you're looking for. And then you go in, and at least the place we went to, this huge computer screen, like massive, like touch screen. It felt very like sci-fi, but like not sci-fi in like a cool way, but like sci-fi as in like the past trying to interpret what sci-fi looked like, but dating it to the year we're in now.
I see. Okay. So it's like kind of horror retrofuturism.
A little bit.
Okay.
Because it used to be like a doctor's office or something along those lines.
Mm.
So it was like this blank 90s doctor's office with like these huge television screens that were like touch controlled, telling you all about the weed stuff. And then all the bathrooms were locked down and like locked off. There was like a cash ATM at one point, and then there's a counter at the back. And you place your order on the little tech machine, and there are a few tech machines around. I think there's a fish tank too. And you place the order, you go to the back counter, you give them cash, like, is this your order? Yes, alright, cool. And then you pick up the weed. So we do that, and we're like, this is so weird. And then we're like, alright, so we got it. So, of course, we had to test it out of the car. So we smoked a little bit, and without thinking about it, I'm used to, like, weaker stuff or medium strength stuff. This was a lot stronger than I'm used to. So we're like, wow, we're kind of hungry. Like, he was still able to drive. So we're like, well, there's a bar that's like a nice like art like I say it's a bar. It's more like a like brewery place with food.
Okay. I mean, bar food's great.
Yeah. And so like we'll go to this bar, we'll get dinner, have some drinks, and then we'll go see Wicked because like it's 7 now, and the movie's at 9. So like, how do we like do this?
Some time.
So we get to the bar. We're like, we look at the thing of like, oh, it's $15 for a burger and a beer. That's fantastic. We have plenty of cash.
Mm-hmm.
And they're like, hey, it's trivia night. We've already started round 1. Would you like to join in? And my buddy and I, stoned, were like, sure, why not? And we did.
Nice.
And we did so well, we got 2nd overall.
Oh, wow.
We didn't win, but we got 2nd. And we were a bunch of stoned 20-somethings eating burgers and having, like, beer responsibly, of course. Everything responsibly.
Mm-hmm.
Just, like, completely, like, going by the seat of our pants doing bar trivia, and we got 2nd. Which is pretty cool.
That's the best.
And then we're like,
well, I love that.
Yeah, that was really fun. So, after my friend went to Florida for the holidays with like a friend / sugar daddy / like connection. It's a whole thing.
Oh my gosh.
It's a whole thing. And so he got back and he's like, well, that was really fun. Do you want to do it again? We're like, sure, why not? And we've been going every Wednesday since. And we have gotten 2nd almost every Wednesday other than one, and where we got 3rd solely because of a tiebreaker.
So y'all are like on the next of whoever's holding down first.
Yeah. And you can have teams of up to like 6. We're a team of 2. Now, admittedly, we're getting some of our answers from the bartenders, because some of the bartenders are playing as well. And them being bartenders, without thinking about it, will be like, hey, what was your answer? This is what we thought it was.
I see.
So as long as you're sitting at the bar, you kind of have a leg up.
Makes sense. Interesting. That does sound like a lot of fun.
It is a lot of fun. But my phone apparently needed to vibrate like 6 or 7 times to let me know that I've been accepted into the Facebook group, even though I've already made a post and already was memeing with the owners of it. Whatever.
Ability. I think it's just excited for you.
Yeah. So what are some of your favorite cards?
Oh gosh, some of my favorite Magic cards. There are quite a few.
Yes, that's what I'm asking.
Iora First of Lochthwain is maybe my number one favorite Magic card.
Interesting choice. Why is that?
It is my favorite commander.
All right.
So I pulled one from a pack of Throne of Eldraine in 2019, and I was like, this card's pretty cool. And when Throne of Eldraine dropped, that's when Brawl launched on MTG Arena.
Okay.
And like I pulled this card and I was like, this could be an interesting card to build a commander around. So I built it for Brawl on Arena back in the day. And I was like, this laps. I want this as a commander deck.
Okay.
So I built an Iara commander deck, and to this day, I still have one. In fact, the copy of Iara that I'm currently running as my commander is a serialized copy from March of the Machine.
Oh, that's sick.
Yeah. My hands are blank put me in touch with a friend of his who had one. We worked out a deal, and I bought that from them shortly after I got back from MagicCon Vegas this past year.
Cool.
So, yeah, it's dope.
I bet.
Besides Iara, I really like equipment, and Ember Cleave is maybe my favorite equipment. Believe in the Cleave.
Of course.
Yeah. Besides that, there is a blue-white uncommon. Let me see if I can pull it up here on my end really quick so I can tell you about it. It's a blue-white uncommon from Core Set 2021 called Watcher of the Spheres. It costs a blue and a white. It's a 2/2 bird wizard. It's got flying. It has creature spells with flying you cast cost 1 less to cast. And whenever another creature with flying enters, Watcher of the Spheres gets +1/+1 until end of turn.
Okay.
I started drafting in earnest around when Ikoria came out.
Also, side note, thank you, Curious Girl, for the follow.
Oh. You got to follow. Hell yeah.
Yeah, and Stuff Pup, thank you both for the follow.
Yay! Thanks, Dex. Thanks, June.
I'm still working on notifications. Sorry.
No, it's okay. June believes in the Cleaves. So do I. So do I.
You were saying? Sorry to interrupt.
No, you're totally fine. So I started getting into drafting around Ikoria.
Okay.
Because that's when a lot of my like more recent like Magic experiences kind of center around Arena, and it was with Ikoria that like player draft launched on Arena. After Ikoria, Core Set 2021 came out, and I really enjoyed drafting blue-white flyers in that set, specifically because of Watcher of the Spheres.
Okay.
And it was that deck that got me my first my first 7 wins in Arena Premier Draft. Yeah. So I had a lot of fun with that deck, and I like that card a whole heck of a lot. So Watcher of the Spheres, like to the point where I built a blue-white Flyers Commander deck that I still have, although I haven't updated it in a very long time. Led by the I say new. Hold on, I'm gonna grab it really quick. It's the King D Sky Warden from Commander Legends.
Okay.
Yeah, it was a 3 white blue for a 3/3 bird wizard with flying vigilance. When it attacks creatures with attacking creatures with flying, get +2/+0 until end of turn, and when it blocks blocking creatures with flying, get +0/+2 until end of turn. So I built a whole Flyers deck around that, but I don't play it much anymore because I don't know. I kind of fell out of love with it a little bit.
That makes sense.
But I keep it around in case I might want to revisit it someday. I like the archetype. Like with blue white, I know those are traditionally like hard control colors, but I really like building like Azorius aggro where I can.
Yeah.
So I think it's just funky. Azorius usually does it like pretty funky.
I agree with that. If you DM me that your favorite creature, I'll add it to the canvas. I've been adding all my guest favorite creatures to the current canvas.
Oh hell yeah! Well, I've already got a creature on your current canvas.
You and Bugs have a creature on the canvas. You yourself do not.
That's true. Okay. I'll do Iora.
Good.
We'll get Iora on there. So I don't think you've had her on any of your previous ones.
I don't think I have. No, I didn't. I was like, maybe Davey had me add Iora to the horror canvas, but I don't think Davey did. I think Davey had me add Gravecrawler.
That makes sense. Thinking about building an Esper Zombies deck. So like there's the Aether Drift Esper Zombies precon that's coming out pretty soon, right? I also have a copy of Arena Lich Queen that's just sitting around in one of my binders, and I have the Demir Zombies deck from Innistrad Midnight Hunt sitting sealed in my like card cabinet. I've never opened it, but I've been wanting to do something with it for a long time. So I'm thinking about picking up this precon, and just like mushing those together and making Verena the commander and kind of building a haphazard Esper Zombies deck.
So, are you familiar with Black Ops Zombies?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Okay. So a while back, I still work on these projects on and off. I make Magic the Gathering commander decks based around video games. Both in the sense where like the cards match the things in the deck, as well as like I try to make a little mini game for each deck so that you can kind of play it like how you would play the game. Not one for one, but close enough.
Gotcha.
Years ago, I made a Black Ops. I made an Esper Black Ops Zombies commander deck, and I wrote a whole thing about it, and I had it published on Magic Arcanum's website.
Oh wow!
Yeah, I have other decks designed. I just haven't had the strength or the energy to like write more articles about it. Otherwise, I would. But I have a Black Ops Zombies one that got published. That was Esper Zombies.
That's very cool.
Yeah.
And on Magic Arcanum's website.
Yeah.
I was a big fan of Ryan Gomez's stuff for a little bit there.
Yeah, Ryan and Nicole are great people. I love talking to them when they're talkative. Though they're usually busy, and Ryan's been doing a little bit less Magic stuff, and I haven't talked to Nicole in a while.
I gotcha.
But they were cool. I'm very thankful for the opportunity, and like, I want to get back to writing them. I just like haven't had the time or energy to do it. But I have. Let me see what.
That makes sense.
Let me see what video games I have designed decks for. Moxfield. Go to here. Decks. I call them the magic of games. So I have Black Ops Zombies.
I like that.
I have Dishonored. I have Five Nights at Freddy's, which is still in progress. Hitman, Mario Party, and The Binding of Isaac.
Oh my gosh. I'm interested in this Binding of Isaac deck.
The commander is Child of Alara.
Oh, that's good.
Let me see if I still have the tags for the deck, and I'll send you it. Oh, I never tagged in the first place. That sucks. Well, I'll send you the list still. It's meant to be.
What is that here in a little bit?
It's meant to be like a group slug / enchantment deck.
I like that. That does sound cool.
It needs
The Binding of Isaac. I haven't played that in years.
I call that my depression game because I really only play it when I'm depressed or if I can't think of anything else to play. I have bought it on multiple systems. I had it on my 3DS before my 3DS broke. I had it on my Xbox. I have a pirated version of it on PC that I played in high school. Because in high school I ran a piracy ring. Then I bought the deluxe edition on Switch. Like with the special like case and all that. And I bought it again on Switch for a friend of mine. So I have the special edition Switch version. Yeah. So I have the special edition version of it for Switch for both myself and my friend. I only have the cart of it still, but I have the case and all that, I think, still in my stuff, which is in storage at my friend's house.
Gotcha.
But
I've been wanting to pick up the Switch version of Isaac for years.
It feels so good. It's way harder, but it feels so good. Like, it feels like it belongs.
Yeah.
And like,
very much feels like it would be a Switch game.
And like playing it on the 3DS was also felt like it belonged on there. Because like Edmund McMillan designed it to be kind of like a Nintendo game. So like playing this intended to be a Nintendo game on a Nintendo console, just it feels right.
Makes sense to me.
Like, this is my hole. It was made for me. Also, if you get the deluxe edition of The Binding of Isaac on Switch, which I think you can still buy, it comes with a bunch of like really unique extra goodies and a nice case.
Very cool.
Yeah. And I might just be seeing things, but it seems like the Switch cartridge itself is a darker color of black than most other Switch cartridges. Though that might just be me seeing things.
Yeah. I mean, if any game were going to have a darker black case, like, Isaac's a good fit.
I'm excited for the Switch 2. Well, partially because my Switch is old as shit, and it needs an upgrade. But also because it'll be cool. I have a lot of like Switch games that really like push the hardware. So it'd be cool to actually have a Switch where I can run the games I have on Switch.
Yeah, makes sense.
Like, I just got the Metal Gear games for Christmas for Switch.
Do they run like poorly on the Switch?
I haven't tried them, but I tried the little like bonus extra feature it gave you, where like it has like some behind the scenes and it has some music. That was bugging out.
That's wild. That's really weird.
Yeah.
Like you'd think that the Switch could handle that, but
I've been playing Portal.
Well, Switch 2, I guess.
I've been playing Portal 2 on my Switch, and that works pretty well. But there's a few weird glitches, and I feel like some of those glitches would be resolved if it was on better hardware.
Yeah.
So whatever.
Interesting. Yeah. I have the Switch version of The Witcher 3.
How does that work?
It runs surprisingly well. It looks like ass, but it really looks like it's like you can tell they had to like diminish the graphics somewhat for that system, but it runs pretty solidly.
Is it better or worse than Mortal Kombat 11?
Ooh, I haven't played Mortal Kombat 11 on the Switch.
It's bad. It's real bad.
Ooh, it probably runs better than that. Like it mainly just looks bad. Like it looks like Witcher 3 on the Switch looks like you're watching someone play The Witcher 3 through like a really murky window.
Mm-hmm.
Like you're like lurking outside of their house and they've never washed the windows and they're playing The Witcher 3 and you're like, that looks fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But the Binding of Isaac, it chugs on Switch at times. Because, like, you can break the game. The game wants you to break it. And whilst I've not crashed my 3DS with Binding of Isaac, I've crashed my 3DS with Binding of Isaac. Whilst I've not crashed my Switch with the Binding of Isaac, it's chugged, and I heard the fans burn.
Oh my god!
And if you hear your Switch's fan going, you know you're pushing it. Hear
100%.
You hear a PS4 fan going. PS4 fans go all the time. Everything makes a PS4 fan go. Xbox One, you hear that fan going? Not a problem. But a Switch fan going? Oh no.
Yeah, it does usually run pretty quiet.
Yeah. I think it's a great system. I love my Switch. I've had it for a while. Probably one of the best consoles ever made. But the sequel, But is there anything you want to promote?
Exciting.
We gotta
to find out.
We gotta wrap up here soon. But is there anything you want to promote?
I gotcha.
I just try to keep this. I try to keep the episodes like an hour.
Try to keep it tight.
Yeah.
I hear you. Oh yeah, we're well past that. I don't have
we're not well past
anything super crazy that.
We're at like an hour 40 recording. That's not too bad.
I gotcha. Okay. I don't have anything super crazy to promote. I'm not going to be anywhere anytime soon, unfortunately. I guess follow me on Blue Sky. Let me find my my tag. It's at InterestingMTG.bsky.social.
Okay.
Let me think what else. I don't really have anything else like crazy going on. I guess just actually hold on. I do have one other thing that I will promote. If you're inclined to follow Radley at robotrad.bsky.social, I'm his #1 fan. And that's all I've got.
I'll make sure to put the Radley link in the YouTube description.
Oh yeah! All right, we're cooking.
But thank you very much for joining me. I can put
Of course, this is
let me see if I can put your links in the chat. My chat might bug out.
the thing.
But thank you everyone for
Nothing
watching.
else. This was a chill time.
It was a chill time, and I enjoy it despite the technical difficulties.
Yeah.
There's Tory's links, and the Gay Frog Quiver is coming along pretty
That's
well.
me. Go. Yeah. Yeah, it looks great. You should be proud.
Thank you. Needs a little bit of work, but like I can finish it up pretty tight.
Yeah.
But yeah, thank you everyone for watching.
I made good progress on the Ultra Moon, so
good. I look forward to seeing it.
Thanks.
Oh my god, we haven't been recording. Shit.
Thanks, y'all. Oh.
I'll download it from Twitch.
Okay.
But yeah. But thank you very much for joining me. If you're watching this on YouTube, make sure to like and subscribe. I try to do art streams every Tuesday and Thursday. Times vary because I try to be flexible with people, but every Tuesday and Thursday. And then I will release the videos every Friday. So this Friday you'll get the interview with Dell that I did a few days ago. And then next Friday you'll get this interview. And then just staggering from Fridays. And I try to do it Friday at 4 p.m. That seems like a good time. But thank you everyone for watching. It really means a lot. I